Hello, welcome. What is good, everyone? Tone here, and today we are going to be checking out Abalon. I'm checking this out because it is the turn-based lovers on their Discord demo of the month. They've been picking a demo from one of the game developers in their community to showcase every month. So I figured I would check those out and showcase them here on the YouTube feed whenever something seemed appropriate. And this one does seem it fits pretty well here. So I'll give you guys the Steam blurb here real quick, which is a pretty good description of the game. Abalon is a roguelike adventure that fuses tactical turn-based combat and card strategy. We love all those things here. Choose your summoner and explore a tabletop world to discover its secrets. Build the perfect deck, outsmart your enemies, and become a legend. And yeah, the tabletop mention in there is a really key part of this as well. So this is going to be a first look for me. I've played through the tutorial and a few minutes of like the normal campaign, and that footage is actually up on my Patreon as my first look series that I'm doing there. But we are going to do a more of an overview here, and I am playing on the demo right now, which just has the first of 3 chapters as I understand it. And there are some other things locked, like you can't pick every character and dungeon and such. And I believe this game is definitely in early access, and I believe its full release is on May 11th, so coming up really soon. And from what I played so far, this game is really cool. So I could definitely see myself checking out the full game and enjoying it. So we choose a game here. We have Adventure Mode. Defeat 3 powerful bosses across ever-changing worlds with new experiences each time you play. It says average playtime is about 3 hours because it's 3 one-hour chapters. That probably means it's going to be like 5 hours for me. We'll find out. And battle, choose a team of 3 heroes. This is kind of a quick battle or scenario or something. I haven't tried that. There is a tutorial, so we're going to do Adventure Mode here. I have one in progress from the first look I did, so I'm just going to go ahead and clear that, and we're going to start a fresh game. We have a difficulty selection here. I think starting and playing a game like this, I would normally probably take this advanced difficulty, which is like harder encounters and stuff. But I want a roguelike experience. I'm actually going to play on hardcore here because this is one life with permadeath. These give you like, this says it restores like autosaves when you die. This says your team is just revived to full life when you die. So I think it's actually different mechanics with how your lives are spent in these different difficulties. But yeah, I'm just going to roll with hardcore here because I like the roguelike aspect of permadeath. And if we die, that's fine. We will start over and learn with our experience, and I'm sure we will get through the game. So hardest encounters, highest enemy health. Let's go. Alright, choose your summoner. So these are all locked in the demo. We have a bunch of different options here. There's actually another page. Let's go ahead and pick... I haven't played this guy yet, so we're going to run with the Battle Mage. And yeah, these are all locked in the demo, so we get to play the dungeon and just the first chapter of the dungeon. Alright, oh, that's interesting. Welcome to Summoner's Fate. The game isn't called that anymore. It used to be called this, so I should probably say welcome to Abalon. But it says, your world is populated from a handcrafted collection of different enemies and encounters so that you have new experiences each time you play. This demo contains only a sample of the possibilities you'll discover in the full game, and concludes at the completion of the first chapter. Have fun and be sure to wishlist Abalon. Chapter 1. The dungeon entrance to the first boss lies ahead in the path. Great peril and chance encounters await in the dark mist that shrouds this place. Help your summoner explore and battle by building a deck of magic, recruiting new team members, and finding lore to reveal secrets of your enemy. Defeat the boss and achieve greatness together. Begin adventure. So when you're not in an encounter, you can move freely around these maps. So this is, and it's completely 4-directional, even though in these it kind of lets you move diagonally as well. I guess it doesn't matter here because there's no threats or time pressure. And so yeah, this is basically, we have a deck. Actually, we should look at our summoner. You play a summoner and you're going through this fantasy world and, you know, trying to clear this dungeon and beat the boss. So the summoner, Antares the Battle Mage. So let's look at their card here, which shows all their character stuff. We cast spells, or the summoner casts spells. If yours dies, you lose. This is our main character. And we have lunge, which means we can attack diagonally. Spell block, stop the next spell attack from front or sides. And so it's like a shield for spells. That's cool. And we have knockback, which pushes the target 2 tiles away. Your damage spells get knocked back too. Okay. The damage spells are going to be what is in my deck. So we start with 3 cards. They have an energy cost. We get 3 energy per turn. Chain Lightning deals 3 shock damage up to 3 enemies. Closest, invisible to each other. We can summon a demon. Flying and sprint shot. Means it can move and shoot a short range. Deals 2 fire damage and 3 cone. Fireball, do 4 fire damage to visible 3x3 area. Cool. And so this game is like, it's like room based, almost like you would think something like Isaac, where you clear one room and then you go in like the next reveal. It actually plays a lot like Darkest Dungeon to me on like the way the map is focused. It has barrels to blow up, which I'm not a fan of, having to break every barrel, but that is a video game thing for sure. So there's all these lore dumps. I'll read the first one. I'm not going to read all of these because it seemed like there are a lot of them. I think these do give you hints of like what kind of damage and like enemies you need to prepare for though. But this is maddened by eternity. Maddened by the ravages of eternity, the Lich King has convinced a most unsettling notion. Existence is nothingness. We are empty beings devoid of meaning. Our only salvation can be to satiate the constant hunger of the void by consuming life. So yeah, Lich King, not a cool guy. Alright, this is the entrance to the dungeon. So I think this overworld part is just like a little introductory thing, and then we get into the real meat of this game, which is this dungeon. We have a good map, and the map tells us where we could get lore and keys and different stuff. This key is big. That's probably guarded by something scary, so I'm gonna avoid that. You have to break all the boxes in this game. I'm sorry, guys. I need that gold. Alright, so we're going to look into our first room here. This is like a treasure room. Give me the loot. Break the boxes. This big chest requires a key, which I don't have any of yet. Alright, we're going to go on the map here. I'll go to the right. Goes closer to the center where we can navigate. This looks like it's just a connector. I think I want to get to this key. Okay, this room has some obstacles. You can right click on everything, and even like the terrain has cards sometimes, because this stuff can be used in combat. You can push enemies around and deal damage to them. A sarcophagus here. Suspicious tomb. The sarcophagus is inscribed with cryptic symbols. An unsettling cacophony of scratching sounds can be heard coming from inside. I feel like we should leave that be, but let's open it. Giant beetles emerge from the tomb. Roll a d20. Your highest result decides what happens. So this is what you have extra dice you can use to put into these. This is known as a fate encounter, I believe, in the game. So beetles will attack us if we roll low. Oh my god, these guys would destroy us, I think. So let's not roll low. Or you can find equipment. So I'm gonna put my other dice into this, because if we low roll this, we're in trouble. We just missed the equipment, but we don't have to deal with the beetles. So this is the kind of thing you deal with in this game, are these like chance encounters, and so that's like the real board gamey aspect to me. That's pretty cool. That's also very roguelike too. A lot of like anything from FTL to Slay the Spire has those, but just the layout and that sort of thing feels very board gaming to me. And here's our first combat. So this game is like a very tactics heavy combat, which is cool. So we have 3 enemies here. Skeleton archers. They do 2 damage and have 1 health. They have far shot. Far shot means you cannot move, but you have unlimited range to shoot from. Okay, and everyone can move up to 3 tiles, which it seems like that's just... Oh, it wouldn't surprise me if there was an ability or a modifier where enemies or allies you can move further. But it seems like instead of having like a move stat for everyone, everyone can just move 3. You can't move diagonally, you can't attack diagonally unless you have an ability that allows you to do so, which it seems like we do. Yeah, that's what lunge does. The UI is like really good here. The second we select our character, it shows us all the tiles we can move to. You can choose like what way you want to do the movement. If you attack enemies from the front, they get a counterattack, which I assume applies to these. If you get behind them, they do not. So how do we want to deal with these guys? And you can see that we drew our 3 cards from our deck here. When you go first, you get 2 mana to start, just because you already have the advantage of going first in a run. But you generally get 3 per turn. I want to show you this, by the way. There is an undo button, and it says you cannot undo after a surprise is revealed. So I don't know what a surprise counts as, but I'm guessing any event that reveals information or has some kind of RNG aspect to it will prevent this, which is pretty cool. We were actually having a discussion about undos in context of Wild Frost and some other games in my Discord the other day. It was really in depth, and we were talking about how a lot of games like can't have like a lot of undos because they do reveal information and stuff like that. So it looks like they have a middle ground here where they just tell you like certain actions won't be able to be undone. It looks like this card will just win the fight for us. Deal 3 shock damage on 3 enemies closest and invisible to each other. I'm gonna do that because I don't think there's any other way we get through here without taking damage. We'll go ahead and do that. Our cards go to our discard pile when we're done with them. I think we have to rest to get our discard pile back into our main deck, so we're not going to be able to use that again until we rest, I believe. Okay, so we did pick up some cards and other loot here. We got a skeleton key. Conflagration. You deal 2 fire damage to everything except the caster. That would have been really good in that room as well. And this is a pick 3. Meteor Shower. Deal 3 damage to all units in any 5x5 area. We have Dragon's Breath. All units in a cone. It only costs 1. And what is this? Cleansing Fire. Remove all debuffs from an ally. If it's Chaos, heal 4. So Chaos is this flame symbol. Or remove all debuffs from an enemy. I'm leaning towards these cheaper ones, since we only start with 2 mana at the start of a turn. Especially because I have some other expensive spells here. So do I want damage? This sounds really helpful to be able to heal and cleanse debuffs. What is our... I don't know if there's a way for me to see my character right now. That was one of the qualms I have with this game. But let's just go ahead and get the Dragon's Breath. And you can play as many of those cards per turn as you want, I believe, as long as you have the mana for it. Otherwise you can move and attack, or sometimes you have like the long shot ability or such. You can only do that. So something cool about this map is you have fast travel, fantastic quality of life right there. So I got a skeleton key, so let's go and open this chest and see what's inside. We found our first satchel card. We have a satchel here, which is not really a deck, it's kind of just like a stack of cards you can use, and you can only use once and then they're gone for good. But this is anti-freeze potion. So these are basically items. Consumables. So gain immune to freeze until end of battle. Cool. Sure, that'll come in handy. Where do we go on the map? I guess we want to collect these lore pages. I'm assuming some benefit to that. We'll go back up here where we left off and see what's in here. The Bone Crusher. This is an enemy summoner. These are kind of like mini bosses, I think. And they play cards. You can't see their deck. Just something else I feel like we're missing a lot of information on these guys. We can't see their deck. This guy has 13 health and does 6 damage. A swipe attack, which means they hit everyone in front of them. I think I can kill this guy before he hits me once. This guy could have some nasty spells too, which is really concerning. My base damage 3. I could knock back on damage spells. I could spell block 2. I could maybe take this guy. So there's a retreat option. You can use it for free after seeing a room like this, but once you do anything, then you have to like roll a dice to see if you can retreat. So if a fight is going really poorly, you can retreat. There's another sarcophagi here. I'm afraid that it's gonna like open up. I feel like we can. I don't think it's worth the risk when you can retreat for free. This I feel like is very generous, by the way, being able to retreat for free. Let's get just a little bit stronger. I don't think there's any reason to push this. And you can only retreat once like that. Let's try this one. Oops. Yes, we must walk into the room. Alright, we have 3 skeletons. And what are these? Spider nest? A little concerned about that. These guys just have 1 health, 1 damage. I think I should just try to one-shot these dudes. Pretty good card. I'm concerned about not having that because I probably could have killed those guys just in melee. Enemies and you also get counterattacks, so having them grouped up like that might have been hard to get a counterattack in. We're getting a lot of cards that do damage that clear rooms like that, like these conflagrations, so we're probably fine for now. Oh, no, I wonder if I missed barrels in any of these rooms. We have a little hint of what's in here. I thought there would be people reading books in here. These guys have block. Stop the next physical attack from front or sides. Where's that conflagration? Alright, that solves that. Alright, you found pitchfork equipment. I haven't seen equipment before. So +1 damage, +0 attack, or health. Dragons love pitchforks. Free will equipment. Customize a humanoid ally. Okay. Wonder if that's like permanent for the fight. I haven't seen equipment yet. We have lightning bolt, deal 2 shock damage to everything in a line from the caster. Hey, we end up getting some cleansing fire anyways. Don't the lightning bolt or the dragon's breath? I don't think I need 2 of these healies. Let me grab another dragon's breath. What's the cost of the lightning bolt? It also costs 1. You have 3 cards in hand, and you draw up to 3. I don't know if it's the end of every turn, between fights. The 3 is the max hand size. Okay, so I think this is going to require a skeleton key. Oh, that's the boss door. Let's stay away from that. I haven't seen this before. Enkidu's House of Hopeless Heroes. A shadowy figure closely watches over 2 caged heroes in the room. It gestures to them to signal they are for sale, then it opens a book of spells and beckons you to come closer to view the wares. Okay, so I have 175 gold. And buy some stuff here. I like that chain lightning. We can save one of these heroes. We have an assassin here. +8 damage with a backstab. Wow. They have stealth, which I think means that they remain invisible to enemies while they're moving. Like, only while they're moving. The Soul Reaver. Vigil. Unlimited counterattacks. Neat. 13 health, 4 damage. So it looks like this guy, 3 armor. Yeah, they're like a tank. This is what I want is like an ally. So you can have like up to 2 like companions in your party. And you can also summon stuff. The other summoner that's available at the start is in the demo is the druid. And they like summon lots of enemies or lots of allies. All right, I think I want to save up gold to get one of these guys, so we're gonna wait for now. I think getting a second character there would make us a lot better. Oh my gosh, an ambush! Falling enemies will attack first unless you flee immediately or gain the initiative by rolling 13 or higher on a d20 die. I think I'm just gonna conflagration this room. Roll initiative. I get to go first anyways. Okay. That's pretty strong. We haven't had a combat yet that hasn't ended on the first turn. The game will get harder, I'm sure, but it's just kind of funny. The battle mage is just like, I'm just gonna cast a spell and annihilate the room every time I get into a fight. So this is a different type of spell. It said arcane, which is why I think the color is this different color. Gravity blast. Push all enemies in front of you 5 spaces away. Nice. I like that, especially when there's obstacles in the room, or obstacles. You can like push enemies into like walls and stuff. Alright, we're getting more of these fate dice. I can get an ally now. Let's see what's in this room first, though. With the retreat and scout system, it seems like this is actually something that's probably negative in the game for me. It seems like we benefit from looking at every single room and retreating before deciding what to do next, which doesn't feel like a compelling way to play this game. I don't know if there is a stronger reason to not do that, but it seems like that's what you would want to do normally. Fire elementals deal 3 fire damage when melee attacked. Immune to fire and immune to freeze. Cool. This is a campfire. Another thing that seems it's funny, when I was recording the first look video I did on this, I was talking about how this game feels a lot like Darkest Dungeon, exploring the dungeons, and I came up to a campfire, which is like a big thing in Darkest Dungeon. So these heal your party. They let you like edit your deck and stuff. You can also take the marshmallows and you can use them elsewhere. So I'm just gonna grab those for now because I think there's no downside to taking them. And I don't think we have a reason to use this yet unless we wanted to shuffle our deck and do anything with that. I think that also shuffles our discard pile into our draw pile. We probably want a bigger discard pile before using that. Skeleton Reavers. Three damage in a cone. Two shock damage to everything in line from the caster. Kind of want to let these guys come to me. This guy will be able to hit me if I don't move, so I'm going to move down and see what these guys do. Okay, I was hoping they would get into like a neat and tidy line for me to shred stuff. Well, what kind of position do we want to get into here? Can't get behind any of them right now. Is there a position where I could like kill these two guys without these guys being close enough to get an attack on me? Let's see. Okay, this actually goes through the obstacles. I mean, I can just do like this. Perfect. I think I basically need to hide where I'm at. Otherwise, these guys can get to me. I'm gonna end my turn here. So I can't quite get behind any of these guys, which would be ideal so I don't get counterattacked. So I could kill one and like zap one or something. I think that... what is the symbol for getting counterattacked? I'm actually not sure what it is. I thought there was like a symbol. 'Cause I think attacking from the side here isn't enough. And then this guy, they block as well, so I'd have to get behind them to kill. I think what I need to do is... I'll just zap one of these guys. Try to walk away. Curious about trying to get this guy in the open. Guy's ready to strike. Oh, he gave me the opening. Perfect. It seemed like he was going to be a lot smarter than that, but we were able to outsmart them. I don't know how that feels from a gameplay perspective, just kind of like moving around in complete safety until you get into a position just from dragging enemies or like randomly they just happen to be facing the correct direction for you to get a kill. Because that feels a bit tedious to do that all the time. I wonder if this game should have some kind of pressure to prevent you from doing that. Then again, I don't play like a lot of tactics games, so I don't know if like if you play like XCOM or like other tactics games, if like that kind of stuff is like really common. So maybe that just comes with the territory there. But I'd rather have some kind of pressure to want me to like use one of my spells or something, or to take some damage to kill them, instead of dancing around with them a lot. Let's see here. Shockwave, daze all enemies. Daze means you cannot counterattack or block until the end of turn. We are getting a lot of cards, so we definitely just want to like use these. So what does our map look like? We have a key. We have enough to buy... We actually have a lot of gold now. So we can get one of those hero companions. These guys have 1 life, 1 health. They have lunge, so they can attack diagonally. Bring out Fire Elemental. This guy actually seems really strong. Maybe I should have saved him. I'll go again. In my turn back here. Actually, yeah. If he kills the fire elemental, I can move in and hit him. But the fire elemental is going to burn him to death. So that was our first summon. They go away at the end of combat unless they have this loyal tag, which means they stay. Alright, we have a Marauder Warrior, 2 armor, which means every turn they can absorb 2 damage. They have knockback 1, 4 health, 3 attack. Lightning Elemental. Flying, so they can move over allies and terrain, I guess. Yeah, it says obstacles. Sprint Shot means they can move and shoot, and they have a magic attack, which means it cannot be blocked. It's not physical, it's magic. Neat. Dragon Hatcher. Place a 0/4 egg with Downfall. Downfall means it triggers when defeated. Summon a dragon whelp under your control. I wish this showed us what a whelp was. I guess that's a unit. So this thing, I guess, can tank for us a bit, and then it summons an enemy when it dies. That's pretty cool. This guy seems pretty good. I'm gonna grab this one. I like he's tanky, he has like decent damage. Okay, so this is this room again. We have 550 gold. So we get to grab a hero. I mean, this guy could almost like one-shot that other thing that we were looking at. The backstab damage is nuts. Invisible until it acts or ends turn adjacent to an enemy. Recloak after defeating an enemy. I'm assuming moving stays in stealth, like that doesn't count as an action? Or do you literally have to stand still? Maybe you do just have to stand still and you just kind of like move them, let them go into stealth. Recloak after defeating an enemy. You have to be able to move while stealthed, I think. Interesting that it uses the term recloak there, which is like a different piece of vocabulary. Which is something I noticed in some games like this where you want to use like really consistent definitions and keywords and stuff. That's another thing I noticed from Wild Frost. Is some stuff was like inconsistent or confusing based on the words they use. This guy's taunt. Adjacent enemies cannot flee or act on units except the taunter. Vigil, unlimited counterattacks. Absorbs 3 damage. They have armor. Okay. I really like this tanky person who like counterattacks. I like both of these a lot. I think we might end up trying to get both of them. Attempt a free hero. Probably means we end up having to fight this guy. Alright, so they joined our party as a guardian. Now apparently the guardians can also like go into your deck. I guess anything that costs 4 can be a guardian, but you can also just have like 2 guardians, is my understanding. Oh, so we can probably fight this guy to free them. Flying, stealth, summoner, 16 health. A little rich for me. Can I attack this? I wonder if we get free items if we kill them too. That has like all of their items. Alright. Guess we'll go down here and keep going left. Traveling High Rollers. Welcome to the Dice Mistress's Traveling High Rollers game where you get to roll the dice to earn amazing prizes. Rules. You can't see the odds in advance. That's a big rule. I want to know the odds, what I'm playing for. So you can increase your odds by spending dice, which we have 5 of. Cost to play increases by 100 gold each game, and you're guaranteed to win something. Interesting. Well, I can't even afford to play, so... What are these traps? Fire trap deal 4 fire damage to a unit entering space. Okay, we have a battle here. Just skeletons. 2 skeletons, 2 archers. These guys have block. This guy creates a 1/1 skeleton warrior with block after attacking an enemy. There's sprint shot, which means they can move and shoot through tiles, and it's a magic attack. This guy's it's a big unit. I might give this guy the pitchfork. You have 3 armor. So you can go over there and tank this guy's counterattack, which you'll just hit their shield, but then when they attack you, you'll counterattack again. Although I think I want to play Dazed here. I can get into like a really good position. I actually want to give you this, I think. Or does it make more sense to give it to this dude? You have knockback. I'm gonna put this on you. Wonder how long that lasts for. I'm gonna get into this position. You can get into that position. I want to daze everyone. We'll end her turn. Alright, so I drew up to... wait. Daze does not do what I thought it did. We are so lucky I did not just die. Can't counterattack or block until the end of turn. Whoops. So that was a complete waste. I'm supposed to use that and then try to attack them. Well, at least we didn't die immediately from that. Could have very well happened. We're down to 6 health. We're down to 12 health. You have a magic attack. So... okay, that can't be blocked, but you will absorb the armor. This guy's facing down for some reason, I think because they summoned a skeleton. So attacking them from this side means they don't get a counterattack. Pretty huge. This guy does 2 fire damage and a range 3 cone. That seems really good for us. I would love to spawn them right here. I think you get all 4 of these. Actually, maybe putting them here will let me do the same. Or actually maybe one behind me. Yeah, I think my guy does want to back up. Hang on. Undo that. You have flying. This guy might get a counterattack. You use your only counterattack. This guy's in a bit of a dangerous spot. I think this life button, or the life remaining, needs to be a little more apparent. Oh, it is? Okay, I have to turn the toggle on. This is much better. It's not as pretty to look at, but it's much better information. And there was the dagger symbol I was looking for before as well. Okay. You do 5 damage. wonder if there's a position here where I could have attacked something and finished them off. Let's go ahead and just stab you. I think that's all we can do this turn. We get counterattacked. These guys have their shields down because they got counterattacked. So do you. This guy, I think I want you to fire breath like that. Not until you get out of the way. I'm gonna have you tank this archer. Oh, actually, you should attack this guy. You can do this. I kind of just want my guy to chill. I can heal. Missing 4 health? That seems pretty good, actually. Missing health too. Maybe I should have just rested at the campfire. Too late for that, though. Oh, I can actually undo. Actually, I wanted that out of my hand anyways. I want to get to some of my damage cards. Oh, they don't get a counterattack. Is there a reason they don't? I don't think anything in their stack... It makes sense because they're like an archer, but I don't think anything on their stack card says they don't. Kablooey cultists, when they die, they deal 2 fire damage at 3x3 area. So they're like a sacrificial guy that blows up when they die. Lich King, obsessed with immortality. What's up with that guy? Shaman staff, equipment, support, remove debuffs and heal 4. Marauder ensnared. Can't move or counterattack until... Can't move or counterattack until not adjacent to enemies. Okay. Attacked enemy is ensnared. Ooh, that feels kind of strong. Recover net after enemies defeated or released. These all enemies. This also prevents counterattacks. I want to take that now that I know how it works. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I don't know. I feel like we're starting to get a little long here, so I want to get enough gold to get that other ally. Take on the room with the boss key, and then go take on the boss. We're gonna rush this dungeon here. Let's see, summoner. Oh, we're fighting a summoner, so this is like a mini boss. They have lifesteal and lunge. Lifesteal's gonna be annoying. Should I fight this guy while I'm like all my guys are weak? I think we retreat here. That's an elite. Let's get our other companion first. Another summoner. 17 health and lifesteal. Pierce, disarms block and armor. Give me a room that I can get some gold in. Then I'll take on all these elites. Another campfire. Oh snap, these things have stuff on them. Satchel card, Imperial Armor is equipment that gives armor 2. can you only have like one equipment on at a time or something? I don't see anything showing that they have like specific equipment. Give me the marshmallows. I just need 50 gold and I can get that assassin. Skeleton capped at 8 health. Other skeletons get bonuses. Oh, this is a tough fight because these are going to summon little skeletons, but they're going to become strong skeletons. These guys have a lot of health too. Okay, this is a tough fight, but let's take it on. I think your armor is going to be valuable. You'll tank like a skeleton and then get a counterattack. I did not mean to attack that chair. Alright, that's all my mana. Whoops. Okay. That didn't work at all because this guy attacked me and went through my armor anyways. Seems like I have an incentive to quote-unquote like waste cards at the end of combats because my hand doesn't change. I don't like what's currently in my hand. Which is kind of interesting. I don't know if that's something I can do in between combats, but it seems like it would be beneficial instead of making this kind of meta play of like clearing my hand of cards I don't want for the next combat at the end of the current combat. I guess I'm really concerned here. These guys summon skeletons every turn. I haven't had an attack spell in a while. So I can kill you. Things that attack me take 3 fire damage. I'm gonna hit you because I think this. Oh, this guy's gonna. Yeah, you're gonna get attack of opportunity, so you're gonna die. Whoa, you summon when you get your attack of opportunity? I was not expecting that. I just need you to kill. And you can't move. I kind of just want to play... Combo! Something to get guys out of my... or cards out of my hand. Okay, I have a fireball now. Or meteor or whatever. This is gonna be good if I can stay alive. Oh. Defeat. Oh, that was good timing anyways. So, the one thing I noted was like, I probably shouldn't have rushed into this fight. I should have looked for easy rooms. I feel like the retreat mechanic is way too generous and that I shouldn't be able to just like check every room. Because that's a little tedious. It kind of takes away the whole thing of like, oh, here's a fog of war, let's see in this room. Because now I'm actually just like looking at every room and then deciding which one to go into anyways. I guess that's how these games go a lot, though. Almost feels like instead of having a retreat button, it should just like, you should just choose if you want to enter the room at all to begin with. But this game is really cool, and this is a good stopping point, so I think that's fine that we stopped here. I wish I got a chance to fight one of the summoners, so I could have shown you guys that. But I think we'll be returning to this at some point. This game's pretty cool. And like I said, it fully releases in May, so maybe we will check it out in a couple of weeks here, the full game. And then all the cards we picked go into the unlock pile, which I don't know what that really means or does. It might just be like a catalog or whatever, like a reference we can look through. But yeah, that's Abalon. A really cool game, some good tactical combat. It's built around summoning minions and navigating the tactical space of each small condensed battlefield while you're navigating a larger dungeon in a kind of board game-esque style, and with all the random events and recruiting people. It is a really cool game. It looks great, it feels great to play. It's all... I've been playing with the mouse only. There are some keyboard shortcuts to save you from having to move to the map and stuff like that. But it feels really good to play with the mouse. There's a few times we're in combat, I'm not quite sure. I think it might be because I'm like holding down left click and I should be clicking once and then clicking out. So sometimes I'm like, oh shoot, I want to like undo this, and I'm afraid of like accidentally finishing a command or an action that I don't want to. But I think that's more on me than the game. I think I'm just not supposed to hold it down, so... but it feels in general like really good to play. A few minor like quality of life and UI things I mentioned throughout the video here, like being able to see your summoner while you're choosing 3 card rewards or whatever, which I didn't see a way to do. And it might exist, and I might just not know how to do it. But Abalon, really cool. Shout out to the Turn-Based Lovers Discord for making this the demo of the month to highlight for this month. Because I probably would not know of it otherwise, and it seems really cool. I'm excited to check out the full release. But that is it for me for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, check out the links in the description below. You can find my Patreon down there, which I don't think I mentioned earlier, but it's a great place to... actually, the best place to show support for me and my work here. That's at patreon.com/tonehack. You can also find the First Look series I mentioned, where I did play this. Just fully unspoiled, like opening the game for the first time. You can find my Discord down there, great community there. Had some really great discussions about different game mechanics and stuff in relation to like Wild Frost and some other games you've been playing lately, so it's been a really fun place lately. And there's other stuff down there, so feel free to check out all that. But otherwise, I am out for now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Take it easy, everyone.